Genshin Impact just lit the signal fire because version 6.5 banner details are officially on the table, and there's a lot to unpack. New faces are stepping onto the stage, familiar favorites are circling back, and the meta might be heading for a serious shakeup. Beyond the banners, there are fresh expansions, new environmental additions, and updates that stretch into 6.6 and even further. Let's sort through everything carefully and map out what's coming next. Before we move deeper into 6.5, here's a quick recap for Phase 2 of version 6.4. The Skirk and Escoffier banners are confirmed to launch on March 17th. The rumored 4-star rate-ups include Candace, Dahlia, and Charlotte, and honestly, that combination aligns well with current banner patterns. Now onto the centerpiece, version 6.5. The long-anticipated banner update is nearly here, and we now have confirmations on the key characters arriving this patch. Expect noticeable shifts in team compositions once this goes live. Phase 1 introduces Linnea, a brand new Geo unit making her debut. Alongside her, Chaska from Natlan is scheduled for a rerun. While some players hoped for other highly requested characters, or even the Pyro Archon, current information strongly suggests Chaska is locked in for this slot. Recently, Hoyoverse has shown a clear trend of pairing reruns that synergize well together. Similar to how Skirk and Escoffier shared Phase 2 of 6.4, we're now expecting Llama and Nefer to receive reruns within this 6.5 cycle as well. The pattern is consistent, and it supports this lineup. Beyond banners, version 6.5 is expanding the map. Dormant Port is finally becoming explorable. What once seemed indefinitely delayed is now arriving as playable territory. Even more interesting, this edition connects directly to the Asmodee region, effectively linking both areas within a single update. Early impressions highlight strong atmosphere and cohesive visual design. This is not a full-scale expansion on the level of a new nation, but it is still significant. Reports estimate the size to be roughly equivalent to 2 Dragon's Pine regions combined, although about half of that consists of open water. Importantly, this expansion is separate from Nod Cry and should not be mistaken as part of that region. Now, let's step into version 6.6, where things start accelerating fast. Nicole is officially confirmed for this patch, and she's already being discussed as one of the most impactful additions in recent memory. As one of the original witches, her lore presence alone gives her weight, but her gameplay potential is what's turning heads. She is expected to serve as a pyro support tailored for Varka teams, operating as a shielding support with buffing capabilities. Comparisons to Bennett are inevitable, though Nicole appears more flexible overall, trading a slightly lower buff ceiling in exchange for protective utility. She synergizes extremely well with Durin and Varka, forming what could become a very stable and powerful team core. For players investing in mono-elemental setups, Nicole looks close to essential. Joining her in 6.6 is Lohan. Based on in-game footage, he is confirmed as a cryo character and is rumored to wield a polearm. Current expectations suggest he will eventually be added to the standard banner pool. His exact role remains unclear for now, but his cryo alignment already places him in interesting territory given future reaction speculation. As for reruns in 6.6, the Nod Cry roster is somewhat limited. With Llama, Nefer, and Flynn's appearing in recent patches and Columbina likely being reserved for 6.7, Durin emerges as a strong rerun candidate here. Strategically, pairing Nicole and Durin in the same phase would maximize synergy appeal, especially for Varka-focused teams. For the final slot, speculation is still open. At this stage, guesses vary widely. Surprise reruns are not off the table either, with names like Mavuka or Seatlolly circulating in discussions. Then comes version 6.7, and this is where the tone shifts dramatically. Sandrone is expected to debut here, marking one of the biggest turning points leading into the Snezhnaya arc. Early descriptions position her as one of the highest damage dealers in the game, though full kit details remain tightly guarded. Current data suggests she may center around superconduct mechanics, functioning especially well alongside units such as Raiden and Fischl. While her full reaction ecosystem may not yet be complete, she could be laying groundwork for future characters, similar to how earlier releases quietly prepared the meta for Nod Cry. There is also strong expectation that Columbina will receive her first rerun during this phase. Historically, major characters, especially Archons, tend to rerun toward the end of a regional cycle. Additional rerun possibilities include Kinich or other Natlon characters who have been absent for several patches. Version 6.8 remains largely unconfirmed. No solid banner lineup has surfaced yet, but based on the pacing so far, more surprises are almost guaranteed as the narrative continues unfolding. Looking even further ahead, early reports suggest the next region will heavily emphasize cryo reactions. A dedicated superconduct main DPS designed to synergize directly with Sandrone is rumored, alongside a melt-focused cryo carry. However, this is still early information and should be treated as speculation rather than confirmation. By the time version 7.0 arrives, major story arcs are expected to reach resolution. That would place Teyvat at a pivotal crossroads, especially with the Fatui storyline reaching its climax. The shift could feel less like a patch cycle and more like the beginning of a new era for the game. With Tsaritsa looming on the horizon, the scale of upcoming developments cannot be understated. Regarding unreleased characters, current expectations suggest Alice has been pushed into the 7x cycle, potentially appearing as early as 7.0. Alongside her, long-awaited figures such as Dainsleif, Pantalone, Pierrot, and Tsaritsa, the Cryo Archon, are anticipated to debut throughout the 7x versions. Everything points towards steady escalation. That covers the full roadmap for version 6.5 and everything waiting just over the horizon. New units are stepping into the spotlight, major story threads are tightening, and the next few patches look stacked with momentum. The months ahead are shaping up to be anything but quiet. Make sure you're prepared when these updates drop, because the pace is only picking up from here. If you want to stay on top of every leak, reveal, and banner shift, subscribe and switch on notifications so nothing slips past you. Thanks for watching all the way through. I'll catch you in the next one.